Problem is the right wing. If it was left and center left trying to get shit done, we'd have a much more productive country.
I mean, I'm here for that.
So,
Won't happen, but you know. Oh no, mute. Aha. I did it. Landed it just in time. Oh my God. And it is exactly where it needs to be. See? Hello, YouTube. We are right here, right out the gate, ready to talk to you because there's no more looking around.
yeah, Tony's finally getting his shit together after all of this time.
Well, you know, with support like this, with the constant support that I get from my very good Judy.
I think that's me. I think.
No, my friend Judy, who lives elsewhere.
Judy Bloom.
She's a model in Canada.
Judith Bloom. Yeah. Judith Glass. Judy Glass. Judy Glass.
No, of course, my good Judy Casey lie. Listen, it's the only fucking little short white person that I would ever let tell me about myself, even when I don't agree. Because she is always within elbow distance, YouTubes. That's what I need you to know. That's what I need you all to know about what a good friend and how much restraint Tony Soto has, because Casey is always at elbow length. And he
doesn't abuse me is what he's saying. He doesn't abuse me. And what a good friend he is as a result, to letting you all know, letting me know how easy it would be to abuse me, but he chooses most of the time not to. Physically at least.
Sometimes I'll get a strong shaking on.
And also, you know, I just want to say, I don't know, you know, like I had sex with a Latino man recently. And he was like afterwards, he was like, are you white? And I was like, yeah, I'm Italian. And he goes, that's not white. And I was like, this feels like a trap.
Well, that's because, was he a fair-skinned Latino?
No.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Is he my color?
He was darker than you.
Like by how much? Because here's the thing.
I didn't know what kind of question is that?
We got to have the brown paper bag test here.
That is definitely not. Oh, this feels like a trap.
Because here's the thing. There are a lot of fucking people out there that will tell Latinos that they are white people and to keep their mouth shut too. So, you know, a lot of them have the Italians' backs because they're like, we don't want to be lumped in. But the thing is like you already lumped yourselves in. Italians have been lumped in with whites forever.
I'm not trying to lump. I'm just trying. You can't
lump. You've already been lumped. You're not. Of course, you're not trying to lump, but you're already lumped. You're there. You're lumped. You're a lump.
He was like, not surprising because you didn't fuck like a white guy, and that felt like a compliment.
I'm glad you're still getting them drunk, Casey. That's some smooth shit, Casey. She's so smooth. I thought it would be because you were uncircumcised.
Also,
that would be the only question. You know, I wasn't, bitten off by a moya,
But it was an interesting, it's just an interesting new data point in that, whenever you call me white, some people disagree. What was the data point? I wouldn't disagree that one other Latino person said that.
Yeah, and I question that one. I have questions, I have follow-ups, and I can follow up my folks. All right, don't be telling me I'm setting no traps when I'm questioning my folks, because I'll tell you. You think there's a lot of dumb whites out there?
There are.
There's a lot of dumb Mexicans out there too.
This feels like a trap.
You're supposed to say not you, Tony.
Hi, no. There's at least one that I know.
And then he wonders why I interrupt. Should we do a show for our fabulous group of 8 to 10 people who follow us on the YouTubes?
Yeah, baby.
I love it. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get my phone ready, and I'm going to give you like a little 3.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gay Power Half Hour, the only gay podcast on the internet that's just like Scorpio season because we're determined. We are spooky and sexy and always full of poison with your actual Scorpio boy, Casey Lai, and some big ol' Sag.
Hi, Free Palestine, Tony Soto. Wait. Are we officially in Scorpio season?
Yeah, girl.
Oh.
That's why everything is really feeling very hyper focused right now for you all.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
Gets really intense during Scorpio season, hence, a war, a new war.
Yeah, like talk about emotions flaring. Can I just do a really quick, personal, selfish, conceited moment, real quick?
One of how many? Let's start.
I'd like to give a shout out to my new face lady, Grace, because she has really hooked it up. My neck has never looked so young. And also, I had this thing on my face right here, like a fatty deposit thing that came up out of nowhere for years, and like she got rid of it. She burned it off at no extra charge. And I'm just gonna say, I'm living for how I look. That's all. That's all. Sometimes you got to live for how you look. When you're a broke bitch trying to make it in a city that wants your money every time you exit your apartment.
Yeah.
You got to give yourselves props when you can.
And I will say, nothing like a Sagittarius to make the beginning of Scorpio season all about them and their face. But that is why the planets are very accurate. And they tell us that if you're going to do a podcast with a Sagittarius, they're going to make it mostly about them and have really revolutionary politics as well.
I would like you to know that was a veiled insult that I let him get out because I am a new Tony and he can say whatever he wants. Can I ask you?
Think that I was being very generous in my response to you and saying that it's not your fault you're fucking the way you are. It's the planets. And so I don't blame you.
Well, I'm glad it's the planets this week and not my parents. You know what I mean? Could I ask you how your fucking weekend was? Because you were out of town. You were out of town doing comedy.
I was. It was great. It was always good to be on the road. I need to do more of it.
Yeah, you do.
Agreed. Although I will say, I got kicked in the face by a child when I was wearing my glasses. So that cut here. I was hanging out at another friend's place with a new rambunctious large puppy, and it sliced my stomach and my arm. And then I went to the beach. And the tide was so high, waves knocked me into a wall of rocks and my leg is all cut up. And people say San Francisco is getting very dangerous. And I didn't realize they were talking about the kids, the dogs, and the water. I thought they meant, just the streets. But I'm bloodied. But other than that, having a great time, had a great, wonderful time.
Do you have a secret abusive boyfriend in San Francisco? Like, are you just getting there and like getting? Is he throwing bows? Does he throw bows?
He's the physically abusive. I like to have a pair of one is I have an emotionally abusive best friend, and then I have a physically abusive secret boyfriend who loves me, I swear. And he thinks that because I'm Italian, I fuck like a non-white, I love him.
Good job. I love him. Well, I'm glad that you're back. I'm glad that you're back in good old Los Angeles.
Me too.
Good time making jokes and making funny.
Got some new videos. I love it. I gotta go on the road. That's fine.
I like that that's a thing now with the comedy things. Like, I like that they're making more videos for people.
Well, I'm making those.
Oh, what does that mean? Does that mean, are you like I'm
recording them on my phone.
Do you go with a tripod?
I go with a tripod now. I'm tripod king.
I mean, I was at Drunk on Stage a couple weeks ago, and Sharon Houston came in with a tripod. I was like, get it on there. Get it on tape.
You gotta get it on that gram. That TikTok.
Wait. You just did Drunk on Stage. Did you bring your tripod in?
I didn't. I know enough about that show to not even attempt to lug the tripod in, because sometimes it's great, sometimes it is less than. There were 5 people in the audience. It was still fun. I was working out some new stuff. Shout out. It's been going on for 17 years. That is a show.
Yeah.
So the fact that they still have anyone coming, nothing lasts 17 years.
I mean, but look,
anymore.
Everyone likes an open mic sitch. Everyone likes. I mean, it's a booked show, but it's an open mic vibe because like they encourage you to go there and try shit out, which is the reason for the success. And you get like fun drop-ins from now and again. I always tell people to go to drunk on stage. I mean, if I was still drinking after 7 p.m., I'd go.
What time is your fasting start?
7 p.m.
Oh, you cut it all off at 7 p.m.?
Yeah, so I stopped. Yeah, I stopped. No, nothing but water after 7, and then I pick it all back up at 10.
10 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and I'm 4 weeks in, and I love it.
You're just drunk a lot during the day.
I honestly, Casey, I'm telling you, I love my friends. I do. I love y'all. You're all great. I love you, and you know who I'm talking to, the ones that I talk to, but. Y'all like to do late shit. That's the thing. It's like when the talk is, I'm going to the gym at 9 p.m. and then, I'm going to go to the fucking bar after that. I'm like, for what?
Well, she's on a very Spanish schedule where she stays out until 6 in the morning. And she doesn't have a job for a little while longer, so she stays out till 6 in the morning.
Well, I wasn't being specific.
I was, you were, and I was.
I know the audience doesn't know. They think I'm generalizing.
And I love her Spanish lifestyle.
But yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, let's get to the show, shall we?
Love it.
Because yesterday, 5.5 hours of my day was just sucked up, Casey. It was sucked up by the new Britney Spears book. I told you I was going to buy it. Told you. I bought it. I bought the audio version, narrated by Michelle Williams, the white one.
Why every other book? I just bought Julia Fox's book. She's narrating that one.
Oh.
Why is Britney not narrating it?
See, because Britney's smart. I wouldn't want to. I think that so Britney does like the beginning, the prologue or whatever.
Okay.
She does like a little note and she explains it. She's like, look, it took a lot out of me to write. She's like, let a fabulous actress do the book.
This is no shade on Britney. It is shade on the state of Louisiana's education system. Do you think she can read every word?
Honestly, look, I don't know. She says she wrote it. If she had help writing it, it does not matter to me. Yeah. I feel like it was. Look, I have not ever been a Britney fan. You know what I mean? She's not my diva. I always say this. I've gotten in a lot of trouble pre documentaries and whatnot about things I said about Britney and her 2007 misfortune. But when you put it all in this perspective and you're like, oh my God, she had 2 kids within 2 years. Then her fucking stupid loser husband was playing fucking keep away with the kids. And she had fucking her dad, drunk loser, needing money. I'm like, a lot of fucking factors went into it. And the thing is, it's like, I know you and I have talked about it. And, you said, is she really fixed? Because she's doing some weird shit. And, she explains it all in the book. She's like, listen, I got weird. All right. And she's like, I'm trying to get fixed. And she's getting fixed. And quite frankly, I'm going back and I'm listening to her music now, which I'm still like, it's fine. But I respect her more, especially now that, I've heard from her.
Yeah. I'm actually listening to an interview with the woman who wrote a new Madonna biography that just came out. And she was just talking about the difference between Madonna relinquished her reign as the #1 female pop star in the world when Britney and Christina came around, and they were more packaged by the recording studios, and as a result of that, Madonna, the point was the authenticity of Madonna, and then one reason she probably was allowed to not go crazy is because kind of she was given free range to do whatever she wanted, whereas Britney was packaged in a way and not allowed to do anything that she wanted, and that probably broke her brain faster than it did Madonna's.
Well, also, let's not lose sight of the fact that Britney started to deliver her family out of poverty. Like, she was a cash cow from the beginning. She was a talent, and producers saw that, so her career went in the direction that it went. But make no mistake, like she was a commodity that was needed at the time. And you know what? I'm hoping, because she goes in on everybody, and I'm telling you, I hope she goes full Israel on her family. I hope that she builds even grander mansions on top of all of their mansions, and then she shoots rubber bullets at Jamie Lynn every time she goes out and takes out the garbage, because that's the only way I will ever support an occupation, because Britney deserves it.
Do they all live together?
No, but they live in a, I don't know. No. But they all live in a house that fucking Britney built.
Okay, that's true.
Maybe not Jamie Lynn. I don't know. She had that little Nickelodeon show before she got teen pregnant.
I don't think she would have been a big star. I don't think she would have.
She wasn't on Dancing with the Stars. She lost.
She's not the talented sister.
No,
she might have her head a little screwed on a tad straighter, but she's not. That's not. I'm not.
Brittany said she was a spoiled bitch.
I'm sure she was.
Yeah, she's like, you could tell. She's like, I grew up poor. She's like, I respected my fucking family. That little rich bitch. And I was like, applaud. Anyway, so are you reading the Megan Fox book?
Not Megan Fox, Julia Fox. I wanted to listen to this one because I like her. I've really come around to think that she's pretty super.
I don't know her, so
yeah, and people know her for reasons that are she was Kanye's girlfriend after Kim, and she's just got judged. She was in a couple of movies, but she's like kind of a badass who made her own life and created her own story and came from real fucked up situations and turned them into good. So that's a wonderful story that we can all get behind.
Well, this is GPHH Fall Book Club, so we just
yeah, Madonna, Julia Fox, and Britney. Read them or listen.
I will read the Madonna one, and Madonna got a good shout out in Britney's book, because she was like, honestly, when I was at my lowest and when I was a complete prisoner and I couldn't see anyone, she's like, Madonna came and visited me.
Oh wow. She's
like, and I was reminded of power, when Madonna came in and visited. And
I think we need to give Madonna a goddamn fucking break and let her just she is such an empowering fucking person and has been. Yeah, she's a cold kooky lady right now with a weird face, but so are a lot of you are gonna be in the next 20 years. Okay. So fucking give her a break. None of this would be nothing good that you like from entertainment would be happening without Madonna. I'm just call me old.
Look, I love her through her good days and her bad days. I own Truth or Dare, and I fucking watched the documentary when they all sued her. So I am here for her. She has made her mistakes, of course, but she is truly an icon, and she has done it how she's wanted to do it. Yeah. And I'll never say a bad thing about her or her new weird face or anything like that, or the fact that she keeps stealing kids from Africa. I'm not going to say a thing.
She's not stealing kids from Africa.
She might very well be stealing kids from Africa.
They're not.
They're all the families of the actual kids are saying, we thought we were going to get a back. I love her. She could do what she wants. I
haven't heard that. Well, she can't steal people from Africa.
But what is it?
I want to give her that much of a pass. I mean, if that's happening, then we have
What do you mean you can't steal people from Africa? They did it for fucking hundreds of years.
I'm saying you don't get a pass just because you had decades of good music.
I see.
I'm not a product of Ron DeSantis's education system in Florida. I know what happened.
You're brushing up on your Florida education. But anyway, what is it with all these rock stars parading their daughters out to come and dance now too? Because apparently Madonna's bringing out one of her daughters on her tour now.
We want to see her
pulling a Blue Ivy.
You know, I mean, what else are their careers going to be? You know, they got to put them out there on stage.
You know, it's
like,
just
dance, Liza, dance.
I always wish I came from better stock. You know what I mean? And by better stock, I mean rich. Because like overall, I think I'm not sick a lot. You know, I think I look pretty good. I think I'm from good stock, but you know, just bad financial planners. You know, just really dumb people when it comes to math.
But look at your neck. It's the best it's ever looked.
The youngest. I mean, clock a line. You can't. It's so good. Speaking of my family, I'm going to be going back to Clinton here in a week or so. And, you know, flying has been in the news a lot lately, Casey.
Yeah, sure has. I like it when it's not in the news. It really takes your mind off of the bad things that can happen. To you, you know, it's you know, it's so easy to see a war thousands of miles away, but you know, when shit's happening in your friendly skies, you start to question. I don't think flying is as bougie as it once was. You know, once you lost that extra leg room, and once they stopped giving you a hot meal, it was like, why am I doing this? And I've had some old people remind me that back in my day, we used to wear ties when we flew, you know, so it used to be, but now it's shitty and scary. Well, also back in your day when you were wearing ties on flights, no, back in the general your day when you were wearing ties on flights, that's also when Trump and other people like Trump were on flights just grabbing the shit out of the tushes of the stewardesses walking by, giving them Glenlivets and fucking sucking their dick in the back because they were expected to. So let's not say it was better for everyone back then.
Yeah, you know, America.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. So with all like the turbulence stories about like massive turbulence happening where people are ejected from their seats and they slam their heads up and wear your seatbelts. Oh, do you wear your seatbelt, Casey Lai?
I am a newly less terrified flyer, and as a result, I still have the vestiges of my old scared self. So of course I wear my fucking seatbelt on a fucking flight. What, like the whole fucking flight. Idiot. It's so, you know, I have the luxury, as you call me often, being a tiny person, and so it does help on a flight, even though I'm not as small as you think, because the seatbelts, you can expand them pretty darn large. So like they're not that restrictive to me. So yeah, I keep it on, and I don't want to fucking fall out of flight. Also, turbulence is caused by like weather and all that shit. Of course, turbulence is getting bad because the weather's getting scary. So of course, turbulence is going to be awful.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Fucking seat.
Listen, that all has to do with the climate change, is what they're saying. And listen, quit trying to act like 5'7" is tall. You know,
I'm 5'8" and 3/4, and never once did I say tall. But I also feel like I don't know if tiny is the word that I would use. Not that it upsets me. You can say whatever you want. It rolls off my back. It's a short back, so it goes very quick.
So we got the fucking turbulence, and then we got the close calls, because no one's talking to anybody anymore. Everyone, no, Republicans and Democrats alike, we just don't want to listen or talk. And so there's all these close calls. And then recently, just literally a couple days ago, a pilot who was not flying the plane, who was just hanging out in the cockpit with all the other pilots, explain that to me, tried to shut the fucking engines off and kill 83 people in the air.
Because he was on mushrooms, allegedly. He also hadn't slept for 40 days. I don't know. A lot of information is coming out, which makes me believe that maybe you shouldn't let pilots, who I imagine are much like my, like I have friends who are like emergency room doctors, like people who lead professional lives with like a lot of intensity. When they're not working, they're fucking crazy people. So maybe they got to catch up. So don't let a pilot into the cockpit when he's high on mushrooms and hasn't slept for 40 days. I think it's an easy fix.
Well, he said mushrooms he said he had taken mushrooms. This is what makes me mad. He said he had taken mushrooms a couple days before the flight. Well, then, bitch, you fine. Like, how many were you eating? Like, truthfully, let's be real. If it's one of these fucking foo-foo chocolate things, and I don't want to discredit those because I've gotten really fucked up on those little mushroom chocolates. Shout out to our good friend Krishan. But what I'm saying is, like, there's no way you took mushrooms and all of a sudden now you're going to fucking try to crash a plane. That's silly. And it's not sleeping for fucking 40 hours or whatever. That's crystal meth. Like,
I think he's blaming it on mushrooms when he was probably, you're right. He was probably doing meth. He was doing something laced with something, because mushrooms, I mean, if you have a bad trip, like, you can do something real fucking crazy. I understand that, but not 40 hours after. He had meth come down. We had a lot of regulations changed after terrorists on 9/11 stormed the cockpits. We made them locked. Then they had there was that German wings guy who drove the plane into a side of a building because he was sad. Remember that was like 6 years ago. Yeah. And so, like, the industry got together. They had certain new regulations as well. Like, you couldn't just have one guy, whatever. So maybe then make a new regulation where you don't bring your homies in. Because we're already concerned that you guys are awake while you're flying the fucking planes. So, like, don't bring a guy. Maybe if he's got coke to keep you up.
They sleep. It's autopilot. Like, that's the thing. Like, there's no fucking real science. They sleep. But anyway, I would like to ask you a follow-up. What crazy things do you think that one does on a bad trip, or could do on a bad trip?
Try to kill 80 people by flying a flight into the ground.
Like, are you talking like reefer madness type shit? Like, do you think that can happen?
No. On bad trips, so on bad trips, you can have really dark thoughts.
I'm not a firm believer in a bad trip. I don't think that they exist.
You're wrong.
I think that you can have questionable moments during. Listen, if you're doing it right, a trip is 6 hours. All right, if you're doing it right, a trip is 6 hours. A lot can happen in 6 hours. Not all of it's going to be good. But if you have like one bad moment in a whole of 6 hours and you let it run your whole 6 hours, then, bitch, you should be doing drugs. You're no fun. You're not a good time.
And there are people who are like that. I'm not, and I don't think we should instead. My first acid trip, I was young, and not as young as you. We all know you were, doing coke at 8. But I in my teens,
spoons, bitch.
Took acid, and I had not reconciled myself with my homosexuality. And ultimately, you're right, it was a good trip, but I did think about killing myself.
I put a lot into. I had this conversation,
which isn't a good trip when you want to think about killing yourself.
Well, I don't know that had anything to do with the substance, but
it exacerbated the problem.
I tell everyone, all these people, I especially have this argument with people who are like, "Oh, I can't smoke weed. It just does me so wrong and so weird." And I'm like, no. You're a product of the DARE community. You're a product of that. Drugs are bad. You could OD. The one fix could kill you. Fucking frame of mind that we have been fed our entire lives. And so if you're already an anxious person who's just trying so hard to be cool, you're already not set for shit like that, because you're immediately going to go back to what you learned in school. That's why it's like I tell everyone that you gotta like forget everything you learned in grade school about drugs first. That way you can actually have fun with drugs and not the addictive stuff.
Yeah, it should be dare to keep anxious losers off drugs.
Oh, please do not ruin the party for everyone else because you have fucking weird feelings inside. Like, come on, honey. Like I want you to experience. And listen, we've hallucinated together. You're fine.
I'm fine now. I'm not. Yeah, no, I don't want a narrative to come out that I'm a creepy weirdo. I'm actually great.
Not, but I bet you were as a child. But.
Be brave like Tony.
Do drugs. Just be brave like me.
Be brave. Do drugs.
I listen. The only time I've ever feared for my life on drugs was from cocaine, because I thought my heart was going to explode, and heroin because I thought that I wasn't going to wake up the next day.
Well, I think we can say don't do coke, don't do heroin. I think that's a good compliment.
Yeah, no, I'm a firm believer in don't do anything that you can get addicted to, because that's ugly. And at my age, you don't want to become an addicted person because it's ugly when you're old and addicted.
Yeah, I still got some time left to figure out my addictions.
No,
they're still cute. They're still cute for another 3 weeks.
I mean, listen, if you've ever seen a really sloshy on white wine, you're kind of like, for a water.
It looks like, put it in a wine glass, you won't know the difference.
So we have like 4 minutes left.
Wow, we didn't get into anything.
And we really didn't get into much. So how do you want to end the show? Because we have
I think we should give him the speaker. I mean, we should talk about that first.
Okay, yeah. We're gonna we'll talk about the fact that as of today, as of recording today, which is October 25th, and if you're listening to us on the 26th, then yesterday, we have a Speaker of the House. What's his name?
Mike Johnson. I think Johnson is long for penis. Michael Penis.
Michael Penis from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Of the salty state of Louisiana, is now our Speaker of the House, and he got 220 votes. So it looks to me that the Republican Party is trying to look unified after so long of not being unified.
Yeah, they had to do something.
Do you think they gave a talking to the 8?
I think this person is. I think the 8 accepted this person because he's an election denier.
I mean,
I think
Trump likes him.
Yeah, so I think it all depends, and up as far as we know, his people haven't threatened to kill any of the wives or any of the members of Congress like Jim Jordan did, and I understand why that was a deal breaker for people on the Republican side. I don't know anything about him, and I think that's probably a boon for a lot of people not knowing that much about him, because he can probably be terrible, and it's not going to cause an outrage right now because we don't know how terrible that he is. I'm interested in the 20 people who said they wouldn't vote for Jordan because of him, or at least the 8 people or 6 people who have concerns about election denialism, because hopefully maybe they got some assurances. Also, making the government run. I just don't. Well, I don't know. I think at least now that things can get done, it's better than the House being completely shut down. But also,
how many weeks are we away from the next government shutdown? So, I mean, the thing is like whoever the fuck this Mike Johnson is, he's going to be thrown to the wolves almost immediately. I mean, Biden wants billions of dollars in Ukraine and funding the occupation in Israel. What else is he asking for money for? I think there was a third thing that he wanted money for, but I can't.
Border control, which we'll see if they vote for that, which they're always wanting.
Yeah, they always want it on their terms. But so the thing is, we're going to see if this is going to be a functional moment. Do you think that they remove the one vote out thing? Can they remove that? Is that
they could have voted on it? I feel like it would have leaked if they were trying to. I think that was like important to the fucking the Hee Haw Club. So we'll see. We don't know. Also, this was all unfolding as you and I were starting to prep for the show, so we don't know all the details at this point. It does appear. I think it's optically they had to elect someone now, because they had that. I mean, yesterday there was a whole other person. They were like, now he's going to be our new guy, and he didn't even get a vote.
He quit, didn't he? Did he drop out?
Yeah, he dropped out. He didn't get a vote because he knew he wasn't going to have another debacle like Jordan. I am happy through all this that the person who got humiliated most, the people who got humiliated most, are Kevin McCarthy and Jim Jordan, because they're 2 giant pieces of shit who for the last 10, 15 years have been fucking doing nothing except running the government into the ground and ruining it and helping to ruin this country. So it's nice to have them fucking smeared. If that's what we get out of this, before the world ends, at least Jim Jordan and Kevin McCarthy got their fucking face rubbed into some shit.
And on that note, that's just a strong way to end the show. Casey, why don't you tell people what you are up to these days?
You can see me at Chatterbox, literally one of the best shows in the country. It's in Covina, a little bit of travel for you, LA, but it's well worth it. So come on out to that this Sunday, the 29th. Yeah, I can't go to Box Stars, which I wanted to do. I want to do Box Stars. I want to show everyone my lips.
Oh shit! Oh, we got to do it.
I know. I was going to say it.
Do it.
Welcome back to our segment of Who Gets a Shout Out? You. Who gets a shout out? You. Who gets a shout out? This week it's two.
That's right. It's 2 shout outs today. First on, always we love a good comment on our iTunes page. So please do that. It helps get our visibility up. The first one says, Casey I should read it like this. Casey has sexy lips. That's my sexy voice. And I just love Tony's views. And that is from Grossif1. You know what? I'll take it. Casey loves objectification. And I like to know that my views are better heard.
Yeah. I've got the best vessel. You have the best words. I guess that's fine. I will say this, though. I feel like we have heard from Grossif before.
Yeah. Well, I also feel like we've heard from this last one too. True Seattle, I believe it was. I did not type it down, but anyway, it says discovered this podcast during COVID, and since listen every episode. This podcast has great hosts who discuss facts and current events and wrap those facts with sarcasm and humor. Perfect, and that is true.
I will say this though, Tony, if you're going to do a shout out segment, you have to write down the person's name.
I know, so I forgot to do it. I believe it's True Seattle. I'm almost positive about that. Well, God damn it. Listen, I do everything.
You don't write down the names.
Y'all, if you want to see what I'm doing, actually, let's have a little rivalry here. I'm also doing something on the 29th. Come out to Box Stars at Precinct, downtown LA. It's a go-go person competition where I give the sexiest person $300 cash prize. So that'll be fun. Also, if you just want to see what I'm doing, it's Tony Soto, the Tony Soto Show. Jesus Christ. It is Tony Soto Productions on Instagram. That's all the work stuff. And then Tony Soto Productions, or the Tony Soto Show on Instagram and TikTok. Fuck me. Guys, look at all right, guys. Good night. Bye.
Messy end of the show.
Oh, God, that was tough. That was tough. I forgot what I was doing and where I was.
I want to go to Box Stars. I love Box Stars.
I know.
Maybe I'll come early.
Hey, Lauren, I'm going to be in town on November 2nd.